This is the second video on the IRB application process or screen capture. On this one, I'm going to walk you through preparing and actually filling out the IRB form for your research project. First of all, let me close some files. See if I can get this closed. Actually, I'm going to open this. No, which is the one I want to open? Yeah, I think this is the one. I will put this on the D2L, but call this Preparation for Filling Out the IRB Application for Exempt Review, which is what you will be asking for, exempt review. First of all, the form will ask for the principal investigator name and email address. As graduate students, you cannot be the principal investigator. Your advisor, or in this case me as your instructor, is the principal investigator. You are considered the co-investigator. The other thing you need to prepare is Section 5 of the reform requires you to respond in sentences, in narrative form, to the following topics. I would use the bold-faced headings that are already here. If you write it in Word ahead of time, all you have to do is cut and paste this into the IRB application. The rest of the IRB application I will go through on this same review here, and I will talk about and go through and check what you need to check and talk you through that. But in this section, Section 5, which you will do ahead of time, there are 5 parts. The first part is you need to define the specific aims, the research questions, and the study goals for your project. What that means is you've already written the purpose of your study and your big research question here. And also write about what you're going to be doing or what you want to know from doing this project. It does not have to be as long as Paulina's, as the one you read, because hers is a dissertation project and yours is smaller. But you need to be clear and direct about just what you're doing, why you're doing it, what is the purpose of your study, and what your big research question is. The next section is on participants. The IRB is particularly concerned about who is going to participate in your study, because if it's children or excuse me, if it's children or other people that might, like prisoners, then they want to know that their rights are protected. So you'll need to give a lot of details here about who they are, what is their age, their occupation, how many you're going to have, and address exactly why you included them in particular in relation to your research question and the purpose of your study. Why are these people the ones that are the best to help you address your research question? It may seem intuitively obvious to you, but you still need to talk about why you included them in particular. And also included how you recruited them to participate. It could be that they're a convenience sample, that is, people you know and you see every day. But even if it's a convenient sample, you still need, and that's okay, but you need to tell the IRB people how you told them about your study and what they will contribute to the study. Then the next section will be on procedures, and filling out the interview protocol assignment will help you with the procedures. The procedures are like the recipe. The procedures are the steps you will take to conduct the study. Someone else should be able to pick up your procedures and do your study. That is the level of detail that you will need. So you're going to say, how long is the interview? What is the protocol? What will you say to the students? Where will it take, or the participants? Where will it take? What other steps will you take during data collection? What is the timeline? Anything that helps someone else sort of picture what the participants will be needing, what the steps are that you need to take during this time. Confidentiality. How will you take care of the data so the participant's identity will be protected? Will you use pseudonyms for the people in the place? Where will you store the data? We often say it's in a locked file cabinet. But you need to attend to the issue of confidentiality, recognizing that you don't want your data laying around somewhere for someone to pick up. the risks. Are there any consequences that could negatively affect the participants because of their participation in the study? And think about the kinds of things that, when you talk about risks, the kinds of things that you would, you may not think of them right off the top of your head, but things that could negatively, what if someone found out about, I mean, I know Stacy is doing something on pedagogies of hope and having people talk about their story. Are there any negative consequences of other people hearing these stories? Will that have an effect on the participants themselves? So you need to account for that and say how you are accounting for it, even if it is a risk, how you are aware of it and that you are accounting for it in some way, or that you've thought about it and that you have a benefit that will offset the risk. And then that's the last one, is the benefits. What are the long-term and short-term benefits of the study, not only for the participants, but for the larger society as well? But think of the short-term benefits. Are you going to get back to the people with the information you found? Is there some way you think that it would help them, advantage them to participate in the study, besides being your friend and helping you out, but also what it would be an advantage for them? Is an opportunity for them to reflect on their life experience, or an opportunity to learn about how other people reflect on their life experience. So the benefits, just think hard about what the benefits are, because they're usually there. They're always there in terms of our educational studies. But in this section, you will need to state them. Okay, I'm going to stop.